Today, we are looking at our very first impressions of the brand new iFlight Nazgul V3 Evoque. Now, there's something really important that we need to do before we take off, and that is to peel this. Oh, let's freaking go!
Yeah, I'm recording. Let's go.
This is the maiden flight of the iFlight Nazgul V3.
Flight Nazgul V3 Evoque. So straight away, it's quite quiet. Let's feel that responsiveness.
Phone just behind you.
Thank you, Boy Wonder. Signal wise, we're at minus 34 decibels, which is really strong, a really good signal. First of all, my first impressions are, it feels lighter than what it is. It feels possibly a little bit more powerful. Feels like we've got everything locked in really nicely.
Yep, and we've got GPS, which is good. It gets GPS very fast.
So we did a roll through the Wheel of Death. I've never really done that on my first ever flight before.
Oh, that thing just floats, bro.
Wow, this is the power. I mean, it may be that I've not flown 5-inch for such a long time, but that is pretty insane. How do the LEDs look, Boy Wonder? Is it pretty impressive?
Yeah, very impressive. It's so easy to see as well.
Oh, even better.
Double flip, nice.
So nice, so responsive. I'm really surprised at just how good this is.
Yeah. Same by just watching.
Okay, so we're on 3.65 volts after 2 minutes, but we are only using an 1100 mAh LiPo. So, oh, so good, so good. So we've flown for a total of 1.7 kilometers. We're at 3.67. 67. I don't know what that means, but apparently it's a meme that the kids are into.
Oh my god!
140 kilometers an hour was the top speed there, I think.
So you can't deny that the iFlight Nazgul Evoque version 3 rips. But does it rip as well or better than a drone that's half its price?
So how cinematic can we just skim the tops of these trees that spit on? This is... I've never done an initial reaction to my first flight with a drone before, but although I just need to lock in these rates a little bit more just for these rolls.
So 107 kilometers?
140 kilometers, I think it was.
140?
40, yeah.
Wow. Whoa. Ooh, careful.
So responsive.
86 miles an hour.
No, it's got to be faster than that, surely.
86 miles an hour, that's what the translation says.
140, not 114.
Yeah, 140 km per mph.
Ah. Right, so we're on 3.55 after 3 minutes and 55 seconds of flight time. I'm going to land and we're going to switch LiPos.
This cinematic footage, you can't argue, is gorgeous. A lot of that comes from the DJI O4 Pro, of course. So the question is, would you pay for this frame just to get that footage? Or would you look at something else? Let's look at the crash test footage. We smashed into that tree, it got stuck up that tree, we had to shake it out of that tree, we couldn't arm it and get it to drop out of that tree. We have damaged one of these wire covers. The wires should be okay, it shouldn't be a problem, we'll double check it when we get back to the studio. But it survived a pretty hard slam up there and was up there for a while, but yet some pilots are reporting cracks in the arms after lesser hits. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below.
3.55. 5 minutes and 15 seconds at 3.50. That's a tree and I'm stuck in the tree.
Stand by. It's about to go down. 2 flights with squadding quads gets you a drone that looks more like a tree. Because trees are dicks. This could be the best Freestyle bind and fly on the market today? Or is it just a flashy, overweight money grab from iFlight? You're going to have to let me know what you let me know below. Is it worth it? Or is it overhyped and overpriced?
You ready? Wow, I could feel the amount of air that pushed out then.
I could feel that wind.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Dude, I managed to get the whole thing on camera then. The first attempt was hard. I didn't realise it was that fast.
And it's so named because... Okay. Just need to keep...
Oh my god.
Beautiful.
So for me, the Nazgul Evoque version 3 is insanely fun. Boy Wonder and IFPV have been out here having an amazing time with it. If you value plug and play, bind and fly, it's a killer. It really is, and it's so much fun. But FPV builders, you may be able to build something better for cheaper.
We're going to have a talk afterwards, or maybe even between these clips, about what we think of each segment. We'll probably put them in between each clip. But we've been flying now for 3 minutes and 40 seconds on a 1500 mAh, and we are at 3.65.
Oh, I think it sounds so glorious. I don't know why, but it's done.
Sounds so what?
Glorious.
It does. It sounds so nice, doesn't it?
Smash that like button right now if you want me to put this head to head with the Deep Space Seeker 5 and find out which 5-inch bind and fly FPV drone of 2025 takes the crown.
I'm going to be a bit too tight to hit that safely, but yeah.
Was there any security at the front gate?
No, they're round the back.
Oh, okay. If I see them at the front gate, that's kind of a problem.
Not really, because we're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
We've got a spotter.
We've got a spotter that's eligible, I think that's the word, to actually spot.
Yep.
Oh my god! I gave you a heart attack.
Make sure you stick around for part 2 and the full review that's coming in the next day or so. Peace out, legends. YouTube and I have had a chat, and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most, so watch it and let me know if they're right.